Hello everyone, this is BumbleBear, and welcome to the Bear Cave. Glad to have you guys back. This is my second series I'll be working on. This is the Banner Saga. Great indie game, developed by, who did this? Stoic, that's who. I should have remembered that. Simply an amazing game, great story, great characters, and I love the art. It's fantastic. Kind of reminds me of that old Franken Bass, the original cartoon Hobbit and Lord of the Rings movies. Just really gorgeous work. The landscapes, the character designs, and music. I find the music to be stunning. I think that's one of the key. One moment. The story in the Banner Saga changes based on the choices you make. You'll occasionally switch between lead characters. The gods are dead. In their wake, man and giant survived through the tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern wastes. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only one thing has stopped: the sun. Once more, as I said, guys, Stoic.
Að sjá dreggjan á ferli neðanbor. It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds. We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
Komið skjótt! Komið í höfnina miklu!
Hey there, guys. That would be the intro. Excellent artwork and cinematics as far as cartoon or animation goes. Those huge guys here are giants. They're known as Varl, and the smaller people are obviously humans. The Varl are kind of characterized by their almost fancy dwarvish kind of attitudes and culture in a way. It's kind of this Norse Viking mix along with it, and they're I suppose you'd say like goat-like or ram-like horns, and as you can see, they can cut through humans kind of quite easily due to their immense strength and skill. So yeah, let's get started. You've just arrived in time. The chieftain in red and his men are now looking at a tougher fight than they bargained for. Drag around the screen to see the surroundings. Click the check mark to continue. Drag. Okay, So you can see all the cool details, like those gorgeous flags up there, and that looks like to be a snow bear or polar bear chained up, which is kind of sad, kind of cute at the same time. Not that he's chained up, the fact that he's there is cute. Being chained up is never cute, unless you're into that sort of thing. Then, I don't know what to tell you. Portraits down here show the order of initiative, so right here I have this guy, he's circled here, this little spinning kind of dial. Movement happens before actions. As it said, the ring shows the blue tile. Blue tile is where I can move. I can spend extra points to move farther. I'll show you that in a minute. Some characters fill more tiles. The Varl fill 4, humans fill 1. I don't believe there's anything that fills 2, although I could be wrong. I've played this game once or twice through already, although I have not checked on the wiki and seen all the options and cheated that way. So I'll try to play this differently than I have before, but I'll also try to make the best choices, choices that I would personally make if I was in this position as these characters. Check the tile you want to move on to, so I'm going to move from here. And click again to confirm. Okay, target the enemy. So strength here is also their health, and the shield thing, which is their armor. Basically, you need to be able to overcome their armor before you can start doing damage to their strength. Their strength is also their attack power, at the same time as being their health. Kind of a unique concept. Kind of reminds me of some D20 games I've played in the past, some custom rules or rules from that deviated from what I've typically played. So go with 5. Nope, 5. Strength counts both. Yes, I just said that. Armor, block strength damage. The enemy has only 5 strength, so click here. So see, I could add up to so this would make it 6, 7, or 8. They do 8 damage, but that's needless. So let's just go with that. He got done stabbed. He got shaved. He's down. Each time you make a kill, your renown grows, which is later used to improve your characters. You can also use renown to buy supplies and items. I typically don't buy items unless it's exceptionally good, as I feel like you should be kind of, I don't know, giving your earnings to your characters and their stats, things that are kind of more permanent that can't be lost usually, as opposed to items. I don't know, personal thought. Okay, so the enemy takes a turn. Unusually, it doesn't use a initiative system or a sort of dexterity system like some games do. It's a back and forth kind of turn-based, which I like in some ways and dislike in others. I feel like it's not realistic as far as combat goes. On the other hand, it sort of it gives the advantage to the people with a smaller party, as they'll get more turns. It kind of evens the playing field. But kind of a unique design. Not sure if another one would work better, but this is how it is. Okay, so despite being at full strength, the chieftain will do little damage against your shield bearer's armor. And now that it's your Warhawk's turn, he appears to be out of range of those enemies, but all the characters can use willpower to boost their actions. It's those little stars I told you about earlier. So he's going to go here, and that'll cost me 2 willpower from my Warhawk Gunolf. He's pretty cool. He's got this massive sword, and he's one of the higher damage dealers in the game, although his general defense is annoyingly low. So characters have specials, so Gunolf's special is Tempest. You click on it, and it can get enemies in all these little purple areas. So I'm going to click here, and it will also cut him down. They do 13 damage. He only has 7 armor. So it will likely kill both of them. Yep. They made quick work of the chieftain's bodyguards. When there is only one enemy left, players enter pillage mode. During pillage, each character moves in order, and there is no more guaranteed turns. So, then my characters move. My characters and the enemy character move kind of back to back. So it's his turn again. So he's going to rest again 1 willpower. I could rest, but I'm not going to, and I'm just going to stab the guy. And normally it would only do 8, which wouldn't kill him. See right now, because the tutorial won't let me. If it wasn't, I would be able to, but let's add 1 point for 9. Stab him. And he went in the fire. By the way, if you cross that in the game, fire, and I think even those, it does damage to your character, so the battlefields do kind of evolve, and there's a kind of form of tactics in using the battlefield to your advantage, from what I hear more so in the second game than the first.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade. Quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his lust. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head. I am in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight, and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal, I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
Chapter 1. Only the sun has stopped. You're approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Eric, steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? Possible choices. It's kind of like KOTOR or a lot of other games. Nowadays there are dialogue options that may or may not change the story as it goes along. I'm always annoyed when dialogue choices do nothing in a game. If you play through another time and it turns out that your choices really don't matter. I sort of noticed this in a few games. It's not so much a big deal the first time you play through, obviously, but as you play through again, you notice it, and it kind of takes away the magic of the game. I think maybe Firewatch would be an example of that. This game is not so much like that. Don't get me wrong, by the way, I love Firewatch. I think it's a really interesting game and concept. Okay, so Ubin, I guess is the name of this giant varl here. He looks kind of old, and he's a scribe of some sort. It is. The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. Seems a bit chaotic around here, Eric. What did you have in mind? I didn't exactly agree. Seems a bit chaotic. It's been worse. We've got a lot of irons in the fire. What does he want exactly? Scofflings. Scofflings that you didn't hack up in the Great Hall scattered after you took out their chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure they stay down. Was hoping you'd join me at the marketplace by the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. Okay, so here was kind of like the main kind of environment you'll be dealing with. You can see people walking. This is sort of how your own people will travel. You can see the giant varl there with the little humans, and they'll sort of walk along in their little adventures, going along until they reach a destination point in which they'll stop at a place of interest. Right now, I don't think that's us. That's just background. So here we're in this city. I can't access my map right now, but obviously I honestly love the um, design of these cities. They're very well, obviously Nordic. I love Nordic architecture. Um, it being part of my ancestry amongst many others, along with it's just so interestingly stylized. Um, like these steep cliffs and jagged rocks, and it's all very I don't know. It's just kind of breathtaking in some way. So I'm gonna click here on the marketplace. Let me handle this. You meander through the rows of open-faced houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap in a briny current. On a briny current, one man in particular blanches as you approach. Had, I'm not in the mood today. For what? For what? Talking to an idiot. The Scoffling's chieftain bled out about an hour ago, Had. So when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them had crawled back into, nobody's going to try to kill you this time. I don't talk to... They don't talk to me. If I was a big brute, I'd kind of throw my weight around. As I'm not, I'm actually kind of a short man, guy. Some would call me petite, although most shorter men probably resent that. I suppose I don't. Just suppose the way I am. So, but if I was large, like this guy, like, you know, like 6, 7, I don't know, 7, 8 maybe feet. I'm gonna say like 7, 8. I'd totally throw my weight around, especially if I was wide as a door. Eric, need some help here? I had a change of heart. I hope you do give us a hard time. Had sweats visibly, fumbling with some dirty trinkets on the table. Wait, just buy one of these. If everybody thinks I'm getting worked over every week, how am I supposed to know much? Just a little food money, yeah? It's kind of a rundown part of town. It's totally intimidating, but I don't know. I got a thing for the poor, and I got a feeling that this guy is, if he's working a little, you know, crap shack in, you know, the harbor part of town. I don't know. Being a poor man myself and seeing a lot of poverty in my life, I'm gonna help him out. You toss a sliver of silver on the table. Both men look at you with surprise. Had gestures meekly to a variety of junk from his stall. Take whatever you like. Only thing I'd like is the name of the place. Nobleman up by the east wall. But that was months ago, last I know. Had skulks away with a wave of Eric's hand, gathering things from his hovel, disappearing for a while until this blows over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. Gunnulf. Are we done here? Gunnulf, were you wearing green back at the Great Hall? No, just bought them while you were walking around. Why? You look like a frog. No reason, look good. I don't really know the man too well. Compliment is always welcome. I'm glad you care. Nice. Gunnulf goes off to look at more stalls. Obviously he doesn't. Edric, the man of yours, seemed unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Han, but he used to be a Scoffling. If they're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to the old haunts. Gone to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is a meat hall? Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these skulls in the ground. I'm going to find him. I'll meet you there. So we have an approach of some sort. What's this place again? I like to be prepared for this kind of thing. I don't know. In a lot of RPGs and pen and paper kind of stuff. I like being prepared. I don't really expect to be, but if I get a chance to, preparing itself is a lot of fun. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Whoa. Sorry about that. My screen is being odd. What a luxury. Come on, you've already mopped up worse today. I guess we're not preparing. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tithe. I'll remind him. Pardon me. I'm not accustomed to reading out loud. Although I'm an excellent reader, not very good at reading out loud, and not very good at doing character voices. That has to do with social anxiety, but also lack of practice. I'll try to get better, and as I get more comfortable as these videos go on, I'll do my best, or do better than my best, I suppose. Meat house. You arrive in the front of what must be noblemen. A few minutes later, Eric appears with a weather-beaten man introduced as Valgard. I'll point them out, Eric says over his shoulder. Ready? Let's get it over with. You're walking through the front door. I'd rather sit this one out. Once more, I'd like to have a plan, but whatever. No. Zero Grush. That's the spirit, says Valgard. Okay, here we go. Valgard boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eric is already at the head of the table, his axe drawn. Wide-eyed, drunken scalflings scramble to find their weapons, turning tables and mead steins in the process. Okay, click a unit to deploy them to any tile. Okay. So, in the beginning of most battles, you're going to be able to choose where your starting point is. That's pretty useful. I personally suggest familiarizing yourself with the different type of classes. All the characters, for the most part, are different classes. There are a few exceptions that are kind of replicas of each other, but they're pretty unique. But it's best to kind of figure out what they are. So, like this guy, this Varl, I don't think he has a name. I want to say that's Mogir, but I don't think it is. Valgard, Eric, and Gunnulf. So Gunnulf is, as I told you, he's kind of, I think a warhawk, and they're good at killing a lot of people quickly. If their armor is low, they can just hack people down left and right. Eric here is kind of a support class, but he does a decent amount of damage, and he's got plenty of willpower over here, which will kind of become apparent as we play more on. Valgard, I think he's some sort of shield guy, so even though he's not a Varl, he's still pretty defensive. So I'm going to put him up here where there are a lot of more advanced fighters, and I think this will be good. I'm going to throw him up there. Look at them. It's going to be butchery. Yep, Stonewall. Okay, so Stonewall allows me to block 3 damage per hit. So basically, his armor is 12, so that allows me to block up to 15 points of damage. So he resisted it automatically. Eric. Okay, so Eric can go here for the cost of 2 points, but who's next? That guy. So you're gonna kind of want to be able to look at units and see where they're touching, not touching, how far they can go. So this guy can go all the way here if he spends some power points, or what are they? Energy, willpower. Thank you, not power points. Sorry, I'm thinking like Dungeons and Dragons lately. I haven't got my D&D fix. Let's hit him fast and hard though, and attack. So I'm gonna spend 2 to knock down that guy's armor. So his armor went down from 8 to 5. This guy, unless you're a spear unit, you cannot attack diagonally, which is really unusual. But I completely understand it, and I think it's an excellent mechanic for the most part. him up. He's got a special ability. I don't know what that is, though. And let's end the turn. Okay, I'm going to move Gunnulf. Gunnulf is going to move right here, right next to him. And Gunnulf cannot do anything yet. These guys, if you notice, can't run as far, which is okay. Kind of a slow and steady for the most part in my playstyles. So he could do 3 damage because he already has a strength of 10. So I could do 3 damage already, which would bring him down to 5. I add 2, it cuts down 5, bringing him down to 3. Interesting thing about this kind of combat is you're not going to immediately want to kill the enemy. You're going to want to bring them down to like 1, 2, maybe even 3 in their strength to make them combat ineffective. Because if you cut down these guys quickly and there's only like 2 guys left, and they still have plenty of health and armor, that means they get a turn. They get to go back and forth each turn when it's supposed to be the enemy's turn, which is really annoying. So you're going to want to make it as ineffective as possible first. Okay, we are running out of time here, but I'm going to finish this battle up first because I think it'd be extremely annoying if I didn't. So I will try not to be extremely annoying. Actually, you know. I did not mean to do that. 1 point was not my intention. Oh well. Let's make that guy practically a dead man. Lots of stabby wings. Okay, Gunnulf. Let's see, Tempest is actually going to hurt everyone here. 11, 9, 5. Okay. So see, certain attacks, especially special attacks, will hurt allies. In some cases, it'll be worth it. So I'm going to try to show you what it'd be like if it was worth it. And it didn't get him. I don't quite know why. I think it has to do with the motion. Sometimes I get that right, sometimes I don't. I never claim to be master of strategy. Except for that one time that we'll never talk about ever again. Now he's combat effective. He's down to 1. So see, 3 damage. He does. He got 2 in because Gunnulf's health armor is 5. So Gunnulf is going to. I'm actually going to cut him down right here with Eric. Effective, ineffective. So let's cut this man down to 2. And let our shield bearer, whatever he's called, take the brunt of the blows. Again, Tempest. Okay, I'm gonna do Tempest again. I hope that won't hurt him. Nope, it didn't. Sweet. So Gunnulf got a promotion. Promotions are based off kills, not number of attacks or skill or special things. It's just simply comes down to if you killed the person or not. Not exactly a great system, but it prevents you from, I suppose it kind of makes you think tactfully. Makes you kind of change up your tactics a bit more, as you can't just have one super character gaining XP for everyone else. So Eric here, oh yeah, so his special ability is Rally. Gives 2 willpower to an ally at any range. So that can be quite useful, especially if you have someone who is still combat effective and has an excellent special ability. So along with special attacks or abilities, there are also passive abilities. Eric here gets Light Step. A landsman can move through allies, so he can actually, like, if he was here, he could walk through here and attack someone back here, or just walk around, walk back and forth. Not all units can do that, only certain units can. Heavy Impact. Gunnulf gets Heavy Impact, so anyone next to an enemy he attacks gets damaged. And then Shield Banger here, basically you counterattack for 1 armor damage when you get attacked. And so I'm going to kill him quickly. Get Eric a promotion, because he's a pretty cool dude. And 5 and 6. Bring him down to 2. Kill him. He's gonna attack again. He's gonna attack Gunolf, but he's only gonna bring him down to 1, so I'm not too worried. So Eric will move in now that whatever it is in progress. I'm going to finish him off. So you're gonna think ahead. It's sort of a little like chess, but it's not terribly hard to figure out once you get the hang of it. I spent only a little bit of time trying to learn the combat, and I found it pretty straightforward. And I'll admit, I watched some Let's Plays to kind of get an idea of whether I wanted the game, whether it was worth it, spending the money, and also how to play. So, yeah. So I get 10 renown for that. So the more enemies you kill, the more renown you get. Some battles, I've noticed, only give you minor amounts of renown, so there's little you can do about that. And, well, that's it. I'm BumbleBear, and this is the Bear Cave. I'll see you guys next time. Stay bear-like, fluffy, or stay chill. Whatever. See you guys. Take care.